vending machine buzzing. 3:27 a.m. The break room looked exactly the same as it did 6 hours ago. Same plastic chairs, same coffee stains on the table, same clock moving slower than it should. I leaned against the vending machine, waiting for a snack to drop. The spiral turned, stopped halfway, and left my chips hanging there. Of course it did. The warehouse was still alive outside the door. Forklifts backing up, pallets moving, radios crackling with instructions nobody fully heard. A guy from shipping walked in, rubbing his eyes, grabbed an energy drink, said long night, like it was breaking news. We both laughed, because what else are you gonna do? Night shift, still awake. Same road, different break. Keep moving through the grind. Leave the daylight behind. Night shift, cold machine. Living somewhere in between. Keep pushing through the load. Walking down the road. Back on the floor, the scanner kept missing barcodes, making everybody do things twice. The supervisor looked stressed, trying not to show it. You can always tell people talk faster when they're worried. The loading dock doors open, cold air rushing through the building. For a second it felt good, like somebody opened a window inside your head. A truck driver signed paperwork at the front desk. Didn't say much, just nodded, picked up another load and disappeared into the dark. Everybody's moving something, boxes, problems, expectations, just different weights. Night shift, still awake. Same road, different break. Keep moving through the grind. Leave the daylight behind. Night shift, cold machine. Living somewhere in between. Keep pushing through the load. Walking down the road. Around 5:30 the energy changes. Not because the work gets easier, because sunrise starts negotiating with the darkness. The sky outside loading dock 7 turned gray, then silver, then pale blue. A few workers started talking about breakfast. A few talked about sleep, a few talked about bills. Same conversations, different voices. I looked across the warehouse, rows of shelves stretching forever, and realized we'd spent the whole night building a day most people would never see. Then the whistle sounded, and everybody started heading for the exit. Night shift, morning near. Watch the darkness disappear. Keep rolling through the years, through the sweat and fears. Night shift, sunrise glow, where the hours always go. Keep moving, don't explain. Tomorrow comes again. Night shift, one more round. Boots scraping on the ground. Keep walking through the light. Back again tonight. Back again tonight. Vending machine humming. Shift finally over. Receipt printed. Balance looked back at me. I stopped at an ATM just after midnight because I needed cash for the week. The street was empty except for a taxi waiting at the corner, engine running, driver staring at nothing. The machine sat inside a small glass booth, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, making everything feel colder than it was. slid my card in, press the buttons, watch the loading circle spin. Funny how a few numbers on the screen can change your mood. Faster than a bad day, faster than good news. The machine counted bills, printed a receipt, and suddenly I was standing there, doing math in my head again. Late night, receipt slip, money comes, money dips. Keep moving through the strain, do it all again. Late night, cold screen, living somewhere in between. Keep pushing through the load, walking down the road. Walking down the road. I folded the receipt and shoved it in my pocket, like hiding it would change it. Across the street, a convenience store was still open. A guy stocking shelves looked more awake than I felt. I bought a bottle of water, nothing else. The cashier wished me a good night without looking up. Probably said it 100 times already. On the way back outside, I noticed a guy sitting on a bicycle near the bus stop, scrolling through his phone, waiting for someone, or maybe avoiding someone. Hard to tell these days. Everybody standing somewhere between arrival and escape. Late night, receipt slip, money comes, money dips. Keep moving through the strain, do it all again. Late night, cold screen, living somewhere in between. Keep pushing through the load, walking down the road. Walking down the road. I drove home through empty streets, passing apartment windows still glowing. Somebody working late, somebody watching TV, somebody probably staring at their own problems. The city never really sleeps, it just changes shifts. I got home and emptied my pockets onto the table. Keys, coins, the receipt. I looked at it one more time, then folded it smaller. Not because the numbers changed, because tomorrow still had to happen. And worrying tonight wasn't paying anything either. Late night, numbers fade. Another bill, another tray. Keep moving through the storm, trying to stay warm. Late night, street lights glow, where the money always goes. Keep rolling through the gray, find another way. Late night, one more climb, one more overtime. Keep walking through the doubt. You'll figure it out. Receipt in my wallet. Morning on the horizon. Rain hitting metal. 1:47 a.m. I saw the payphone outside the closed grocery store, standing under a broken light, like it missed a decade and never came back. Nobody uses those anymore. At least that's what people say. But there it was, still waiting, still connected to something. The parking lot was covered in rainwater, street lights stretching across puddles like somebody spilled gold on concrete. I pulled my jacket tighter, walked closer, looked at the scratched up buttons, the faded instructions, the numbers carved into the side, names of people who probably moved away years ago. Funny how some things survive, simply because nobody bothered removing them. Cold rain, late hour, street lights lose their power. Keep walking through the storm, trying to stay warm. Cold rain, empty town, water falling down. Keep moving through the night, searching for a light. Searching for a light. Cars passed occasionally on the highway nearby, tires hissing tells you when a memory is being made. You only find out later when it's already too late to pay attention. The pay phone stood there dripping water, patient as ever, not expecting anything. Cold rain, late hour, street lights lose their power. Keep walking through the storm, trying to stay warm. Cold rain, empty town, water falling down. Keep moving through the night, searching for a light. Searching for a light. The rain started easing up around 2:30. Clouds breaking apart above the parking lot, leaving pieces of moonlight behind. I stood up, brushed water from my sleeves, and looked at the payphone one last time. A strange thing to feel connected to a box of metal, a receiver, a cord. But maybe it wasn't about the phone, maybe it was about what it represented. The time when people called because they meant it, not because they were bored, not because a nap reminded them, just because somebody was on their mind. I turned toward the road and started walking. Cold rain, sky clear slow, where the lost things go. Keep moving through the dark, holding on to a spark. Cold rain, night grows thin, morning waiting to begin. Keep rolling through the gray, find another way. Cold rain, one last glance, one more second, one more chance. Keep walking past the past, nothing built to last. Payphone still standing. The rain finally stopped. Departure board flickering. 2:51 a.m. The terminal felt bigger at night. Maybe because half the lights were off. Maybe because everybody was waiting for something. A bus, a person, a reason to leave. I walked past rows of plastic seats, most of them occupied by tired people trying to sleep sitting upright. A guy in a construction vest using his backpack as a pillow. A woman drinking coffee from a paper cup, staring at a departure board that hadn't changed in 20 minutes near the entrance. A janitor pushed them up across the floor, slow, steady strokes, like he had all the time in the world. The loudspeaker crackled overhead. Nobody listened until it mattered. Late ride, terminal glow. People leave, people go.
Keep waiting through the night,
Under fluorescent light. Late ride,
cold air
heavy thoughts.
everywhere. Keep moving through the haze.
Lost inside these days. My bus was delayed 40 minutes. Nobody seemed surprised. The guy beside me laughed when the announcement came. Not because it was funny, because he'd expected worse. We started talking for a while about work, about weather, about places we'd never visit. The kind of conversation that only happens between strangers. Two people know and know never meet again. Outside the windows, rain covered the parking lot, reflecting red brake lights across the pavement. Every arriving bus looked important until it wasn't mine. Then it was just another vehicle carrying another story. Late ride,
Terminal glow,
people leave,
people go. Keep waiting through the night,
under fluorescent like everybody was running low on energy together. The vending machine near gate 6 kept humming. A television in the corner played news to nobody. The rain finally stopped, leaving streaks across the glass. Then my bus appeared, nothing dramatic, just headlights turning into the lot. People stood up immediately, gathering back, stretching legs, preparing for another chapter. I grabbed my ticket, joined the line, and followed the movement.
Late ride, engine starts. People carrying different hearts. Keep rolling through the dark, holding on to a spark.
Late ride,
Miles ahead, too many thoughts inside my head. Keep moving, don't explain. Everybody ride some train.
late ride,
Morning near,
sky,
becoming clear. Keep walking through the dawn.
and carry on.